With the future up in the air, if Bellator 300 was their last show, how would you remember the promotion's legacy?
You know, Danny, if Bellator completely goes away, honestly, that sucks because that takes away a huge platform that gave home to a lot of fighters around the world. It was a place where prospects like our man Josh Friend, he early on in his career on one of those shows back east, a lot of times Bellator will bring some of the local talent in to fill the undercard. It gives those guys, though, a taste of what the big show is kind of like, the bright lights, all the pomp and circumstance of those bigger production shows. And then it also takes away a platform for some of these past their prime veterans to go out there and continue to get paid, going out there in the cage and getting after it. Your Benson Hendersons of the world, those type of guys, a friend of the show, and some of our other friends of the show, like Cody Law to Dalton Rasta, Tall Steve Mowry. That's where all of these guys hang their hats. So I'm hopeful that they continue with Bellator operations. It doesn't really look great for them to stay standalone as an individual operation. The rumor mill largely circulating after this last weekend, and this is per one of the best Bellator insiders out there in Amy Kaplan. After her speaking with Scott Coker over the weekend, she said that it's looking like it's either going to be purchased by PFL or it's going to dissolve outright. Which again, I think that that's such a terrible situation if it goes away. Bellator at one point was considered by far and large the number 2 promotion out there in the MMA world, but as time has gone and some of the hierarchical decisions that have been made in terms of where the broadcast is, how you can view it, the different platforms that they've been on throughout the years, I think that it's really been to the detriment of the overall success of the promotion. There's been so many times where people are like, how can I even get to watch the card? Like, yeah, the prelims are on YouTube, but once it finally gets to the main card, sometimes it's hard to find within the Showtime platform. It's hard to find on the Paramount Plus side. It's all behind a paywall, one way or the other, no matter which way that you look at it. One of the big MMA Twitter platforms, I believe it was MMA History, over the weekend, they put out a poll asking, did you tune in for Bellator 300? And it was a very lopsided 9-1 no. So I think with that big of a spectacle card that was supposed to be a big show with the 300 not having very many eyes at all, that just unfortunately is kind of on brand for the way that the current state of Bellator has gone. Yes, I understand that losing the marquee matchup in the main event, that heavyweight title fight between Ryan Bader and Linton Vassell, was a major hit. I get that. And it doesn't help that the rumors for that matchup that Ryan Bader was asking to have someone else brought in on short notice, but that Viacom and Bellator didn't want to pay somebody the money to come in on short notice to take that fight. That doesn't help any of these rumors as far as what's the future for Bellator. If they weren't willing to try to save that fight for this type of show, that kind of tells me, reading between the lines, it's over. Or it's all but over now at this stage. And that's unfortunate because they still have other cards that are on the schedule. You still have guys like Patchy Mix, who was set to be a part of that Grand Prix, and that, I don't know. It's, to me, it's going to be a big loss if we lose that platform as a whole.
Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. That helps us continue to produce this original MMA content and bring it for you every single week. Tune in to the MMA Plug presented by
Fan Cave
on 98.1 FM, Mile High Sports Radio.